Hello friends, hey beauties. Just jumping in to share a little bit of a message that was just starting to wash through me as I'm sitting here at my desk. At my recent retreat in Byron, one of the women said something to me about, did I drink coffee? And I said no. And then there was a conversation. I said I don't drink alcohol, so no caffeine or alcohol or drugs or any things like that. And she said to me, "Oh, so you don't require anything external to kind of assist you," or something like that. And it kind of struck me. I hadn't really ever thought of it like that, but it struck me that that is kind of the case, that not completely, right? Because we've all got our things, and I do like sugar, but I just really like it for the enjoyment of it. But what it got me thinking about was how it is that I've been able to declutter my mind so that I don't require kind of external things to pick me up or to squash the feelings or to do all of the things that we do. And I'm not saying I've totally mastered this, but I would love to share with you some of the things that I've done to enable that, not requiring dependence on outside sources. And this is not only, caffeine or alcohol, and there's no judgment if that people have those things, and some people might be having them not of a dependence, but just simply because you enjoy that experience of it, which is a whole different thing because it's around the intention, right? But there are also people in our lives that we can get very attached to, and we can almost utilize them as a drug in our life, right? To feel something in us or to invoke an emotion in us. And my understanding of being able to be liberated here in this world, to have our mind that is liberated, and for us not to be these kind of unconscious humans that are just allowing the body to move us, make decisions unconsciously on autopilot, is around the detachment to other things, detaching ourselves and not requiring all of these external things. So we live in the world, right? But we know that we're not of this world, and we know that there's nothing actually external to us, whether it's caffeine, alcohol, drugs, cigarettes, other humans, even exercise, work, all of those things that we can utilize to distract ourselves from our true nature. And our true nature is love, but we distract ourselves from love with all of the busyness and getting all caught up. So what I've found over time is that the more disciplined I have been with my thoughts, the less attached I've been to needing a lot of external things outside of myself to pump me up, get me through the day, whatever it is. Now, this is not easily done. This requires a lot of discipline and a lot of attention, a lot of intention to be very conscious in this temple that you've got in your mind of what thoughts you're going to allow to dwell in your mind. And we can get very habitual with the thoughts that we're telling ourselves. And if we're telling ourselves things that are unhelpful for ourselves. I'm not good enough, I'm this, I'm not worthy, no one likes me, all of these things, then we're just creating a very cluttered mind. And often humans are cluttering their minds with stories that are unhelpful, stories that are actually not objectively true. All the stories that we make up about what we think other people think of us and all of the things, right? So that's why so many of the religions, or the more, not so much religions, but the mystics and back in the ancient ways of being, were very much around this presence concept. And I know it gets overworked in today's day and age, but it is the gateway to decluttering our mind, is to meditate through life. So it's not that we just have to kind of sit down every morning and do our meditation and then that's it, we can be completely unconscious for the rest of our day. What I believe is actually better for us is maybe you sit down and do no meditation in the traditional sense of meditating, but we are consciously living day to day, moment to moment. And what that then does, I've found over time, again, I haven't mastered this, is that the amount of thoughts I used to have in the past are just so reduced now. It's just like an empty head in there often. It's just like what I'm doing is what I'm doing, but not making up stories about the past, not making up things about the future, but just being moment to moment, moment to moment, and just constantly bringing yourself back to awareness of what you're doing. You're eating, you're eating. You're working, you're working. You're reading, you're reading. You're walking, you're walking. You're meditating, you're meditating. You're with friends, you're with friends. And we've got into this very busy culture of everyone doing so many things at once. And I know I can be guilty of this as well. Overscheduling, overloading, overfunctioning, cluttering up. Don't you just long, humans I think really long for this sense of having this freedom and this space and calm within the brain, and not having just all of these thoughts ruminating. And because so many humans have so many thoughts ruminating and so many worries that get attached to, and then you feed the worries and all of this builds and builds and builds, then it becomes uncomfortable. The discomfort in the body humans don't like. So then humans go, okay, well, how do we get rid of this discomfort? Right, we'll go and have a drink, or we'll take a drug, or we'll sit and watch Netflix, or we'll run until we cause pain to ourselves. Like all the things that as humans we tend to do. And it's often because we don't want to sit with our feelings, sit with our emotions, sit with the discomfort. And in the reprogramming of my mind over the years to think now less, there's so much that's in the being of us, the made up, the constructed being that we have brought to life here as our personality has been created, conditioned, programmed, all the things, that doesn't like that, doesn't want you to sit in presence, doesn't want you to be moment to moment, wants you to get caught up in all the hoo-ha of the world, all the chaos, all the drama, all the gossip, all the things. So it can be easy to just pull back from wanting to live that very present aware life, because there's another part of you that says pushes against that. So just to be aware of that. So I guess my key message is that if you want to declutter your mind, and I'm again a work in progress on this, it is just regularly, constantly, consistently bringing your awareness. What am I doing? Where am I? Right now, right now, right now, right here, right now, right? To use Ram Dass's words, be here now, be here now, be here now. fully present. Because also in the way that we can rely upon external things to pump us up, to give us energy, we can also create arrangements within our body where our body becomes addicted to the cortisol, addicted to the rush of busy, 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 addicted to the drama, addicted to all of the things. So we may think, oh, we're okay, we're not needing any external things, we're not needing the caffeines or this and that. But then internally, there is still a dependence that's being created through the chemicals that are being released because of our dominant thoughts and actions. So our dominant thoughts and actions literally will dictate the colour and flavour of our lives. So if our dominant thoughts are, I've stuffed this up, I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy, who would listen to me, blah, 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 all this stuff. Or the dominant thoughts are, you got this, girl, you're doing your best, you're playing here in Earth School, how cool is this? We don't know what's going to happen day to day. It's this unfolding adventure of life. How delicious is this? Whoa, we're going up, we're going down, we're doing all the things, we're going around, right? And we're just like going with that flow, then that becomes the dominant thoughts of just that surrender and let's go on the ride of life rather than just beating ourselves up. So what are some thoughts that are creating chaos for you right now? What are the things that are continually dominating your mind? What are the worries? What are the stresses? And some of them, and all of them probably have some legitimacy, but we then get to choose how much we want to continue to feed them in our minds. Continue to roll out the red carpet for all of these thoughts that are unhelpful for us. So it's just day by day, little bit by little bit, reprogramming your system to have your dominant thoughts not being ones that are kind of attacking ourselves. And this all comes back to the key things, the key teachings that my guides always bring through around this deep, deep love. Bringing back this deep, deep love and gratitude for you, you courageous soul, that you decided to come to Earth School to experience the crash course here that is Earth School, that has all the ups and downs and ins and outs and all of the things. So just coming back, bringing awareness, moment to moment, moment to moment, moment to moment. Coming back always into this heart, seeking to bring your connection into your heart. Your heart will calm you. Your heart is able, this heart resonance is able very quickly to get into this coherent state that Joe Dispenza talks about, connecting and just flooding the brain with beautiful electromagnetic frequencies of deliciousness when we get into that heart-brain coherence. And when we're there, the worries fall away. All the time, things that are stressing us, all that stuff, that falls away. And creative ways of solving problems come to the fore when we're able to move into that space of timelessness within ourselves. But when we've got a cluttered mind, then we're just creating a lot of densities of energy. It's much harder for us to access that part of ourselves that knows everything's perfect for you right now. Everything is being arranged so perfectly for your curriculum, even if it doesn't look like it from the human perspective. From the human perspective, it looks messy as potentially, right? But from your soul perspective, from your soul vantage point, it's like, yeah, baby, good, wonderful. Look at all that you're experiencing. Look at this diversity that you're experiencing. Look and feel all of the things that are coming forth for your delicious human journey where you cannot go wrong, darling. You cannot go wrong. You came here for experience and you're having it, right? But the question is how aware you are of the experience, how aware we are of the experience, and whether we are just kind of like letting it fly all about the place and feeling out of control, overwhelmed, all of the things, numbing ourselves with all of the external things that I was talking about, right? Or we're like fully plugged in to this experience with our human self, doing all the things, experiencing all the delicious things. We're here, we've got physicality, we've got our senses, we've got all of this that is not available in all of the other realms necessarily, right? So we came for that human experience together with the awareness that we are also timeless, we are also eternal, and that nothing here can actually harm us. So when we remember that and do a scan through of those thoughts that are cluttering your mind, bringing from that vantage point of that higher self version of you, it's like you can very quickly do a clean out of those thoughts and go, okay, hang on. Really? Let's just scan through that from my higher vantage point perspective on these thoughts that I'm allowing to just take up all this space in my mind. I'm using these concept of the mind being inside here, but it's not. The body actually sits within the mind. So much of it you can drop off, let go. We can't control it all. We cannot control it all. And the root of suffering is when things are not how we want them to be, or we think we want them to be, or we think they should be. As soon as we just go, okay, they are as they are. It is as it is, right? And just release, let it go, drop the reins a little bit. Then the deliciousness comes, the synchronicities, the connections, all the things. Because it's like the valve. You're holding on the valve so tight, trying to control life. It's like, just let that go and off it goes. Life deliciously wanting to express itself through your being, because you provide life with a unique opportunity to experience itself through your being, this beautiful, unique piece of the tapestry that you are, that no one else is. So life is like, whoa, this valve is open now, this experience, yeah, let's go, let's play through this being. So claim more, scanning, decluttering, bringing awareness moment to moment, present, be here now, not continuing to ruminate about all the things that you may have no control about. Often we worry about things that will never even happen, just a complete waste of energy, space, time, all of the things. Just deal with what you've got right in front of you in that moment. And that might be just eating your delicious lunch. That's it. Nothing else in the world matters. Just in that moment, moving from the next moment to the next moment to the next moment, to allow this unfolding, to be able to live here in a more liberated way, with the mind freer, not being full with all the thoughts that are densely creating this like cortisol response in your body. We've got the most amazing dispensary of chemicals available to us. So I hope that's helped. You can speak about this until the cows come home. It's only in the discipline of day by day, watching the thoughts, bringing the awareness, that slowly over time, we start to really empty the mind, much more in the being, moment to moment, rather than living in the past, living in the present, all of those things, right? And just coming back to this awareness, bringing that connection with your heart, extending that outwards to help, right? The more that we are stressing out, we're a stressed out frequency cruising around, then we just share that out in the world. The more each of us is able to really tap into this way of having this liberated mind, connected heart, active in the mind, conscious, aware, but relaxed in the body, then you can walk around through the world, and then people that you connect with, they feel that, and it's this wave going through. So thanks, beauties. Thanks, I had heaps of you on. I don't know, let me know who you are, who are on live, and then if you're watching the replay, it's beautiful to connect. I know I'm not in here much anymore, but I will continue to come in when something's coming at me to share with you. So much love to you all. I hope to see some of you in real at some stage. Take good care. Take good care. I love you. Bye.